But the gal that did get over Lyme disease first took the MMS protocol, and then after that it depletes your body, so you need to get a good supplement in afterward, and then continue on this. But you have to get over the detox first. If you detox and take this, they counterbalance, they knock each other out. So that's kind of all that I wanted to talk about, and I just, like I said, I'm taking it more as a preventative supplement, just because I think it's so logical and kind of. Oh, one other quick thing is when my wife was in this really depressive anxiety mode, she didn't want to cook as much. And from all my reading that I had done, I kept saying, you gotta eat better, you gotta eat better. And I finally, just this last couple of months, we've been actually talking about what she experienced in the past. In that she said she couldn't even think about taking something like this because the brain just doesn't function properly. She was taking the medication, so it was medicating her enough to where she could function, but the thought of switching to something and thinking about something else, she just couldn't even fathom doing it. It just wasn't there. And after taking this, she said, I wished I had listened and found something like this before, because she feels like she'd lost so much of her life, so much of her interaction with her kids, because she was always in bed. She didn't know what to do with her first child. It was just this anxiety thing, whereas for me, I just fell in love with my first boy. We spent so much time together, but it created so much anxiety in her that she just she can't even remember the first couple of years of our firstborn son. It's just gone. So it gives you back your life. And now that she's taken it, she's an English professor. She's always loved writing. She's writing again. So she has access to her gifts again, where she can actually start writing again. She can start interacting with people. We have people over. I've always wanted people over. We have people over like every other week. And so it's more than just a supplement. It's a micronutrient. It's a micronutrient we need that we're not getting from the foods that we eat. And the minerals in here aren't like just if you go down to the drugstore and get a mineral solution and add it to your water. A lot of people do that. The minerals actually have to be known as what's chelated. They have to be attached to a protein. Because in the blood-brain barrier, there are only tiny little gaps that things can actually make it through, going through the blood going through the brain and into the brain. There's these tight gaps, and they have to be attached to a protein, and the protein pulls it into the brain. So just a normal mineral, it might do your body some good, but it's not going to do your brain any good. It has to be chelated. And it's a very expensive process to go through. And if it were in the ground, when the plant pulls it out of the ground, it does a natural chelation. It's naturally chelated. But in your supplements, you're not going to get a chelated mineral for a Costco price. You can probably find them out there. I haven't looked really, but I know that if they are out there, they're going to be the ones that are $40, $50, $60 a bottle anyway. And these ones have both the minerals and the vitamins that you need. So it's just a great supplement. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm so glad I have my wife back. I'm glad I have my child back. And my son's starting to take it too. He was kind of anti-medication for a while. He knew that he was taking medication also, why we left Carmel. He was on medication for a while. But he didn't like the way it made him feel, the side effects. And we got this one argument one time, which is typical of trying to get kids to take the vitamin. Man, he took it and threw it against the wall. And he never took medication again. He just kind of dealt with it in different ways. And about a month ago, he started taking Q96, and he's just doing great now. So That's my other story. I'm sticking to that one. Thanks.
I think I shared my story with most of you, and so we're kind of out of time. So what I've decided to do is on Thursdays, maybe by every other week, about 2 Thursdays a month, I'm going to have meetings at my house where I will share my story and Tom will get to share his story. And you can come, you can bring your friends. If you've got somebody you want to share the product with and you want them to know about it, just call me, bring them on over, we'll tell them about it. But anyway, he was all prepared to share his story, but it's, we'll do it next Thursday. So.
I just want to say I can see a difference in you guys, both of you, since we moved here, and how you were then, how you are now.
I appreciate that. It's
You shine both
been a
of
lot
you.
better. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, and so we have some vegetables and dip and cookies and milk. And the cookies are our specialty. They're actually healthy cookies, so you'll have to give them a try. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, and thank you, Joe, for coming. And Aaron didn't mention that his son did come back and he served a full 2-year mission. And just back, you know.
Yeah, once he said he came back, he said he struggled with sleep issues on his mission. That's one thing he struggled with.